Hello, friends, and welcome back to another virtual story time with Miss Liz. I am so excited to see you again, and I have to tell you, I got another box of amazing new books today. I got another box over the weekend, and so I'm just so excited to have plenty of new books to share with you in the coming weeks. So make sure you keep tuning in on weekday afternoons to see what's new in my apartment. So today I chose a book about a topic that we've been hearing a lot about lately, and that is feeling sick. So feeling sick or knowing someone who feels sick can make us feel a bunch of different ways. We might feel sad, we might feel scared, we might feel angry or upset. I want to read you a book today that is a reassuring story about how even if we are sick or we know someone who's sick, we can do our best to be supportive and to help that person. And I just want to make sure that I tell you all that you are all being very brave, and this is a strange time for everybody. I try not to talk too much about it on here, but I hope that you know that you are loved and taken care of. And when you are not feeling so great, there will always be someone who's there to help you feel better. So that's why I chose this book today. It has a shiny medal because it won the Caldecott Medal. It's a very important award for children's books. And this book, a long time ago, many years ago, in fact, let me see if I can figure out what year this was published. This was published in 2010. So it's been around for 10 years. This story is called A Sick Day for Amos McGee, written by Phillip C. Stead and illustrated by Erin E. Stead. So this is another book from Macmillan Publishers. Thank you so much for the permission to use your books in my virtual story times. Let's see what's gonna happen in this story. I have a feeling there's gonna be a person and then maybe some animals. A Sick Day for Amos McGee by Phillip C. Stead and illustrated by Erin E. Stead. Amos McGee, see here he is getting out of bed. Big stretch. Amos McGee was an early riser. Every morning when the alarm clock clanged, he swung his legs out of bed and he swapped his pajamas for a fresh pressed uniform. He would wind his watch and set a pot of water to boil, saying to the sugar bowl, "A spoonful for my oatmeal, please, and 2 for my teacup." Yummy. Belly full and ready for the workday, he would amble out the door. Here he goes in his green uniform. If you've read this book before, you might know where he's going. Every day, Amos waited for the number 5 bus. "Next stop, City Zoo," the bus driver would call. "6 a.m., right on time," Amos would reply. Amos had a lot to do at the zoo. Look, that's where he works, the City Zoo. He had a lot of work to do, but he always made time to visit his good friends. Do you think you know who his good friends are? He would play chess with the elephant, who thought and thought before making a move on the chessboard. And then Amos would run races with the tortoise, who never ever lost a race. And Amos would sit quietly with the penguin, who was very shy. You see his cute little red and blue socks? And Amos would lend a handkerchief to the rhinoceros, who always had a runny nose. Achoo! And at sunset, Amos would read stories to the owl, who was afraid of the dark. You see all the ways that Amos would care for his friends by spending time with them and doing things with them that made them happy. One day, Amos woke up with the sniffles and the sneezes and the chills. He swung his achy legs out of bed, he curled them back again, and he said, "Oh, I don't think I'll be going to work today." Meanwhile, at the zoo, the animals waited for their friend. The elephant arranged his pawns and polished his castles. The tortoise stretched his legs and limbered up. The penguin sat patiently all by himself. The rhinoceros worried that his allergies were worsening. And the owl perched atop a tall stack of storybooks, scratching his head with concern. "Where's Amos?" the animals wondered. Later that day, what's happening in this picture? It looks like the animals are leaving the city zoo. Oh boy, where do you think they're going? They waited at the bus stop. I wonder if the bus driver will let them on and if they'll fit. Beep, beep. They do fit, even the elephant and the rhinoceros, see? Beep, beep. Boom, boom. Then, they went to Amos's house. "Hooray," he said. "My good friends are here." They even brought a red balloon. How nice. The elephant prepared a game of chess. Amos thought and thought before making a move. "I'm too tired to run races today," said Amos to the tortoise. "Let's play hide and seek instead." The tortoise hid inside his shell, and Amos hid beneath the covers. See, they found ways to have fun, even if they couldn't do their regular thing, which was running a race. Amos yawned. He said, "Oh, I could use a nap." And the penguin sat quietly, keeping Amos's feet warm. Achoo! Amos awoke with a sneeze. The rhinoceros was ready with a handkerchief right on the end of his horn. "I'm beginning to feel much better, thank you," said Amos to his friends, and he swung his legs out of bed. "Perhaps we will share a pot of tea." So they all went to the table in the kitchen. Amos wound his alarm clock. "It's getting late," he said. "After all, we have a morning bus to catch." So Amos said goodnight to the elephant, and goodnight to the tortoise, and goodnight to the penguin, and goodnight to the rhinoceros, and goodnight to the owl, who, knowing that Amos was afraid of the dark, read a story aloud before turning out the light. Good night, everyone. Good night. Look at that. See how everyone is sleeping together? Keeping Amos warm in his bed. Looks like he's sharing his blanket with the rhinoceros, too. I love that book, and that is the end. What did you guys think? I think this is a great story, and I love reading about animals, and I love reading about friendship, so this fit the bill. You'll see this was another cardboard book that I got with cardboard pages so that when we open the library again, all the littler kids and babies can touch and play with this book because it is a really great story. So, thank you all so much for reading with me. I hope you are all doing well. I think about my library friends and patrons all the time, and I can't wait to see you again sometime in the future. For now, tune in on weekday afternoons to see me on here for Virtual Storytime. See you next time.